All right, Helene, we just got the room opened up here for today's edition of Traded Today Live. Really excited to be sitting down with you. Kind of a shortened session here for
Yes.
today's TOD, but we have both of our trade ideas here today. Obviously, the market's a little bit red today. Still seeing some heavy selling in tech. Some of that selling pressure still, unraveling. So we'll see where that ends up. But nonetheless, we've spotted a couple great trade ideas here today. So really excited to share them. So you want to go ahead and hop right into them?
Yeah, Blaine, let's go.
Let's do it. So let's go ahead and dive into our trade ideas for today. And so here is the setup that I've spotted here today, Helene. So obviously, everybody has probably seen just the brutal sell-off we've seen kind of across, the tech sector. It's really
Mm.
hyper localized to tech right now. But seeing a lot of rotation across the rest of the market, it's still kind of keeping the index, from really breaking down in a meaningful way. So looking right here, this is an area of the market that, oddly enough, Lane, you and I were trading to the downside not that long ago because Costco,
Yeah.
ticker COST, was in a pretty significant slide last year. Obviously, a very clear bearish trend. We traded it to the downside in several different ways. Again, like I said, not that long ago. It's pretty recently we were doing that. But once the calendar turned over in December, or in end of December rather, into January, we saw a nice reversal in the stock. It traded off of those lows at the end of December very sharply, started to clear some shorter term resistance levels. And the stock here just recently has actually broken out to about a 6 month high in the past couple weeks. So, we saw the stock have a huge run up through mid-January here. It pulled back to the middle counter channel, but is now starting to rally higher yet again. Of course, it topped out and hit it, like I said, a new 6 month high earlier in today's session. It's pulled back a little bit from those levels, and now it's trading within our upper counter channel there. You can see our trend lines are confirming a nice bullish reversal here for the stock. We have the 21-day EMA. It's a red line there trading above our green line down here. It's our 63-day EMA. And so the stock is also above both those EMAs. So some nice buy trends going on here for Costco. And so the way I'm actually looking to play this one, Helene, is with this trade setup right here. Obviously, Costco is, pretty high price stock. It's about $1,000 per share. So trying to, just buy shares or, go along with just buying a, in the money call option, something like that would be pretty pricey. But this is a stock I've always liked to trade over the years using in the money call option debit spread. And at these current prices and the current options, they're offering a pretty attractive opportunity to do that. So I specifically landed on this one right here. It's the March 20th option
Mm.
expiration date. And specifically, I bought to open the 915 and sold to open the 925. I got my order filled at 8.1 points for the
Okay.
spread. So you can see that shown right there. So, still pretty nice upside potential there, slightly less than 25, it's about 23% or so upside potential there on that trade. But, I really like that. It's a place where there's some strong relative outperformance from the stock compared to the market here recently. A kind of a fresher uptrend, a nice reversal that's underway, and I think saw some nice room to run. So that was my trade for today.
I really like the trade plane. And, as you said, it's awesome. You have some downside protection in there, but also just like the benefit of this spread because the cost is 810. But if you look at the individual options, they are like, you know,
Yeah, it's like eight,
80.
$9,000.
Yes, insane. So being able to play this to the upside on a smaller cost basis, that's amazing. I love this.
Yeah,
Love, love,
exactly.
love the trade. Now let's go ahead and jump into my trade of the day. It is for Rollins, and if you guys aren't familiar with the stock, it's a pest control company. Not exactly what you would think would be the hot stock right now, but I saw this chart. I absolutely loved it. As we can see, it's on a confirmed buy signal and uptrend, trading above that 21-day EMA and the 63-day EMA. Stock above both of those as well, confirming the trend. It kind of put in, I would say, like a double bottom back here in December and early January, and then started really trading higher, broke above that high from late November. And now we're starting to see constructive movement, higher highs and higher lows. I love this breakout today. I think there's a lot of more room to run. It is just a little bit overheated when we're looking at the 5-day RSI, but it's not yet above that upper counter channel. Once again, that's telling me I think there's still room to run. They do report earnings. I believe it's on the 11th. So I am doing a shorter term hold on this position. I'm doing a call option purchase using the February 20th options, the 60 strike call, currently trading at 480. So really limiting my time value here in this position, but letting me play this upswing that I foresee happening. So that is my trade of the day, Blaine.
Yeah, I love it, Helene. It's a really interesting setup. And like you said, it's not a stock, that is probably getting talked too much about in financial media or one that people think about all that often. But a lot of those stocks are under a lot of pressure right now. And stocks like
Mm.
Rollins that are in pest control, that are, more the real economy stocks. I guess that's kind of the theme that would be the common denominator between our two trades is that they're both kind of real economy. If you're seeing strength in the real economy, you would expect stocks like both of these to perform quite well. And I think we're seeing that in a lot of the data. The market's starting to cast a lot of favor on stocks like these. So I love the setup. Great looking trade, Helene.
Thanks, Blaine. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, those were both of our trades for today. So I know it was a bit of an abbreviated TOD live session here today, but I appreciate you tuning in. We'll be
Yeah.
back here next week, regular scheduled time on Tuesday. But I hope you enjoyed today's TOD live session. Thank you so much for watching. And we'll be looking forward to seeing you all here live next week. So thanks so much. Have a great rest of your week. Helene, great
Thank
job.
you guys and have a great weekend.
Yep, absolutely. Take care, everybody.